Previewing Auburn with an opposing beat writer, Josh Vitale, Opelika-Auburn News. The hype is in full force for number 3 Clemson versus number 13 Auburn on Saturday night at 7 p.m. in Death Valley, so this week as we head into one of the biggest games of Clemson's season, the Post and Courier got some expert insight from an Auburn beat writer. Josh Vitale covers Auburn for the Opelika-Auburn News and has loads of knowledge on the other set of Tigers. The Post and Courier and the Opelika-Auburn News swapped questions among their respective beat writers this week, and Vitale gave his opinion on a number of factors. Below are his answers. Post and Courier, from your seat, what are your expectations of Kelly Bryant in his first start against a Power 5 team? Vitale, I expect Bryant to perform well, though it will surely be a little tougher sledding for him against Auburn's defense than it was against Kent State's. But you don't win the starting quarterback job for the defending national champions without having considerable talent, and it appears Bryant does. Auburn's defense has been able to slow dual-threat quarterbacks under coordinator Kevin Steele, but hasn't been able to completely stop them. The defensive line played great last week, but Saturday will mark the first game against a Power 5 offensive line and featured rolled for Jeff Holland, Andrew Williams, Derrick Brown and Nick Coe. Bryant should be able to find some room to make plays. PNC, what type of challenge will Clemson's defense present Jarrett Stidham and Auburn's offense? Vitale, Clemson's defense should present a significant challenge, especially on its home field. The defensive line is deep and experienced, and the secondary is far better than the one Stidham and Auburn went up against during a win over Georgia Southern last week. Stidham completed 14 of 24 passes for 185 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 passing, 1 rushing, and an interception in that game, but a lot of those struggles look to be due to rust, given that Saturday marked his first real, live game since November 21, 2015. Clemson's defense will present more of a challenge, but Stidham is also in a better position to play well now that he has a game under his belt. Having running back Cameron Petway and wide receiver Kyle Davis back from suspension will help. PNC, Clemson will win if its defense prevents Auburn's offense from getting into a rhythm. Georgia Southern really slowed Auburn early last week, but the SEC Tigers' talent ultimately proved too much, and the offense eventually got rolling. Auburn's defense has the talent to perform well again, especially with this being Bryant's first start of a team of this caliber. But if Clemson's defense can slow the offense, it should be able to score enough points to win a close game. PNC, Auburn will win if Petway can be the running back he was during his torrid stretch during the middle of last season. Clemson has one of the nation's best run defenses, but that hasn't always stopped Gus Malzahn coach teams. The defense should be there again for Auburn, but if Petway can find a groove in his season debut, that will only serve to help Stidham and the rest of the offense. PNC, quote from an Auburn player or coach. Vitale, I told our team earlier in the week that it will be a good measuring stick of where we're at this year. They're very good on defense. They have most of their guys back. Their defensive front, I think, is as good as any in the country, probably. And, of course, offensively, they're very good. It ought to be a good game, and it'll show where we're at. Auburn head coach Gus Malzahn. PNC, prediction? Vitale, Auburn 24, Clemson 17. This will be a close, low-scoring game that will come down to experience in the end. Both teams have potentially elite defenses, but between Stidham and Petway, 2 players who didn't factor into this game last season, Auburn has a little more experience at quarterback and running back. Those two prove the difference.